Today I am making a lip balm, and it's going to be a dark chocolate lip balm. So a lip balm is very similar to an ointment in that it has a base of oil and a wax. So today I'm using olive oil and beeswax. Now if you're vegan or you just don't want to use beeswax, you can use a plant wax in the same amounts, and I'll leave that in the recipe at the end of the video. So we've got the oil, we've got the wax, so that's an ointment. Now to soften it, we've got some cocoa butter. You could also use shea butter in the same amounts, and also dark chocolate, and that's what I'm adding into this recipe because it's a dark chocolate lip balm. Now if you wanted to, you could just add the same amount of cocoa butter, so just swap out the dark chocolate with cocoa butter. If you don't want to use that, you can't use it because you can't have dairy, for example, or you could use a dairy-free chocolate if you wanted to go that way. So that's a 70% chocolate, and that's what I would recommend that you use. So it's this recipe, you're going to use a double boiler. You're going to pour all the ingredients in together, and they're going to melt down together very gently, and then pour the mixture into your tins, and then just allow it to set, allow it to go completely cold before you put the lids on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away and I'm going to melt the mixture, and then I'll show you the next stage. So don't worry, the recipe will be at the end of the video, but it's very simple. You can just put all the ingredients in together over a double boiler, melt it together, and then you're going to be pouring it into tins. You could pour it into jars, whatever you want, however you want to give the lip balm, tubes for example, however you want to give it, whatever you have at home. I'm using those little aluminium tins, but you can use whatever you happen to have at home. So I've now filled these tins with the mixture. Now this mixture makes around 120 grams. Now that is a little bit, sometimes it'll come out a bit more, sometimes it'll come out less. That's just the way of it. But it's about that. So if you want to calculate that for the number of tins, but just get out however many you think and then make it. It's not an exact science. So when you make the mixture with the dark chocolate, make sure that you give it a really good stir before you then pour it into the jars, because it will try to separate slightly. But don't worry, just a little bit of a stir and it will hold together. So these now are going to just go cold, and then they're going to firm up. Now this mixture is sort of like a semi-firm lip balm, so it's not going to be rock hard, but it's also not going to be really squidgy. This is my favourite amount, so this is this is why I make it, and this is a lovely one to give as a present. And it will last, even though it has got the dark chocolate in it, which is the element that could cause it to have any kind of mold growth. The beeswax is in there, which is slightly preserving it, and obviously we know that there's no water in there from any other element. So I would say a good 6 months would be fine for the shelf life for these lip balms. So if you want to put that on the label, and feel free to give them to people as presents. So if you've tried this recipe, do comment. If you've got a favourite recipe of lip balm, do pop it in the comment, and don't forget to subscribe.